Go. Right then guys, it's now time to cook up a storm with Mark from Vanlife Eats. Feel free to come forward and watch what he's doing. He's got a mic on, he'll explain everything to you. Hopefully somewhere you can sample the goods afterwards, but give him a round of applause. It's Mark from Vanlife Eats.
Thank you very much everyone. How awesome was it last night? That was just the best night ever, wasn't it? Thank you. Yeah, having a great time. I don't know if you've been over to see me yet, but yeah, my name's Mark from Vanlife Eats. One half of Vanlife Eats. Sadly, Sophie, she couldn't be here today. So Vanlife Eats was formed 2018 when I first met Sophie. I've been full-time in my van since then, and when I first met her, we went on so many dates in the van, and she fell in love with the van life thing as much as my love for it grew. And I would always try and impress her, and I would always try and make a really fancy meal in the van. And we found that you just couldn't find recipes that were specific to no oven and some of the little fancy gadgets that we've all grown to love when we cook in our van. They just weren't sort of showcased. So we decided to create vanlifeeats.com, and which is where you'll see a lot of my recipes on there. We also open it up to you guys as well. We really encourage everyone to share your recipes on the site so that we can all see what everyone's cooking in the van. It's a really fun project for us. But the most amount of fun I'm having is just driving around in my van, full time, just visiting culinary hotspots across the UK, hopefully further afield soon, and just documenting what I'm doing and learning new recipes and new flavours and trying new things. I mean, that's my real passion. Although I grew up with an Italian family, I learned to cook from my nonna when I was 3 years old. When I'd wake up, I used to stay over there quite a lot, I'd wake up and I'd smell the ragu filling the whole house, and I'd be like, wow, what are you doing to make that smell? So I would learn to cook from her. Sadly, she passed away a couple of years ago, but I still have a very large family, and all the aunties are cooking, and we all share each other's recipes. We all bring a dish, sort of thing. It's really, really lovely. I sometimes feel like I'm in a TV show every Sunday when we're sitting around throwing food at each other at the table and all the gossip. It's just great. So, world food. As I say, I like exploring new flavours. And today's theme really is about healthy takeaways. So my favourite takeaway has always been a Thai green curry. So that's why I decided to go with a Thai green curry today. Not only that, is I'm going to show you how to make it fresh and adapt it so it's just full of veggies and all that nutrition, and something it's really, really healthy. I mean, coconut's super healthy. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to put aubergine in it. I know it's not for everyone, but in Thailand you would have you get the little pea aubergines. They're tiny, and there is a Thai aubergine as well, which is smaller. We can't get that here unless we go to an Asian supermarket. I do go to Asian supermarkets. I love going to Asian supermarkets, but I didn't want to cook something today that you guys are going to go away and think, well, I can't. There isn't an Asian supermarket near me, or you want something you can get in Tesco's. So here we go. Standard aubergine. First thing I'm going to do is, because it can become quite bitter, so I'm going to just cut some squares out of this, and then I'm going to just soak it into some salty water. Okay, it doesn't have to be for long, it's just until it's ready to go in the dish, and that will just take the bitterness out of aubergine, which is why a lot of people don't like aubergine, is because they haven't experienced it properly. So just a little bowl of water. Again, feel free to come up if anyone wants to get closer. I don't need people. And I will be taking this over to the van, unless I quite often get swarmed here, so you may well all come over and eat it here. Really good van life hack, a tray. It's just the best for cuttings. Leftover bits of onions and so on. Get yourself a tray. Still here. Yep, so just some water and then just some salt. And then just put that to one side. In the meantime, we're going to use jasmine rice. Now, the reason I'm going to do this is not authentic, but what I find, again, we come down to Asian ingredients. This is standard Mediterranean style or UK grown basil from Tesco's. You can't get Thai basil in Tesco's. I think you can in some, but most of them you can't. So the difference is that this is a little bit sweeter and the Asian one's got a little bit of a kind of aniseed flavour to it. So I'm going to add to the rice, just to bring that aniseed flavour back into the recipe, I'm going to add one of these, two of these star anise. And I'm going to chuck that in with the rice. Pre-wash your rice, always pre-wash your rice. Give it 3 rinses. And then we're just going to put that on and let that cook while we prepare the rest. Now I cook with gas in the van, so I'm not used to induction, but it's better with the wind. So while we get that going, I'm going to talk about curry paste. I love making my own green curry paste, and it would be amazing if you guys went off and made your own, but it's not always that practical, and there's nothing wrong with using green or red curry paste pre-bought, as long as you get a good one that's not full of crap. Because I mean, I'm looking here at the ingredients. I know what every single one of these ingredients is. It's so fresh. This is the only brand. You can get this in Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda. It's the Mayploy one. There's nothing wrong with using this. They use Thai green curries in Thailand in the market. They use a pre-made paste. But it is fun making your own paste, but there's a lot of ingredients in here, like galangal. You know, galangal, you can't get that unless you go to an Asian supermarket. So again, it's tricky, but yeah, curry paste, don't be scared to pre-buy it. I've got no problem with that. As much as I promote fresh, natural cooking, go for that. So I'm just going to chop up some shallots. I've got a feeling there's going to be bits of onion flying around in a minute. I'm sorry about that. It's taking off. So earlier on, I don't know if anyone saw, but I was making arepas from Venezuela, little cornflour patties that I filled with feta cheese, some red pepper, really, really nice. But like I say, I love exploring food from around the world. If I haven't heard of it, I need to eat it to see what it tastes like. So with the rice, packet rice, it's not for me. A lot of people like it, they like the convenience of it. It's pre-cooked rice, there is some unknown ingredients within the packet, which is why I kind of steer away from it. Not only that, I actually really like proper rice. The packet stuff, I find it's always a bit stodgy. Never quite got that right. So I always encourage getting some proper rice. So this is jasmine rice. Like I said, I put the star anise in there. It's just, I always put a cup of rice in the pan, and then I put enough so there's about an inch sort of water sitting above it. Again, I'll stress the point of always wash your rice. It washes all that starch off and makes it a much nicer rice in the long run. So with the shallots, I'm just going to finely chop these. I love chopping, but I normally use the Xylus Easy Pull, but I didn't bring it with me, so I have to do things the old school way. If anyone wants to see that, come and see me later, and I'll throw an onion in there and show you how you can mess-free cry, tear-free, chop an onion. So I've never been a trained chef. I've never ever fancied working in a kitchen. It's never been for me. But I've been cooking fresh food since I was 3 years old, really, learning from my family recipes and my nan and my aunts. And I've never fancied working in a kitchen. I mean, that sounds horrible. I'm much more of a home cook. Trial and error and test out my own recipes. Okay, so now that has chopped the 3 shallots there. The paste does have shallots in it. And shrimp paste as well. Shrimp paste is another one that's quite hard to get hold of. That's just the reason why you just buy that, because you can get that in Tesco's. But I like to pack out my green curry full of all the veggies I can possibly put in. It doesn't matter, it's so versatile, you can do anything with it. Any kind of vegetables can go in there. Okay, so with rice, once the water has evaporated and you're starting to look at, it looks like it's drying up, at that point just take the rice off the heat, put the lid on, and just leave that to one side. Okay, that's going to carry on the cooking process, and it's going to be, perfect timing for this, he hopes. Okay, once you've got the preheat a pan, if you've got a wok, you can put this on a really high heat to start with. I'm putting this on 10, which is the highest it goes, and coconut milk. 2 types. You can get light coconut milk, you can get the full coconut milk. It's pretty much the same, but there's more water in the light coconut milk. So I wouldn't bother, I mean, you'll pay twice the price and you'll get half the coconut. So it's exactly the same, just less water and more coconut. So get this, but the worst thing you can do, which is what everybody does, is you get your coconut milk and you shake it. Who does that? Yeah, wrong. So if we open it, you get this thick layer of coconut that sits across the top. Right, what we can do with that is we can put that into the pan and use that and toast the coconut. So it'll bring the flavour out of the coconut and make it more coconutty. It's better if you have a spoon, but here we go. So as long as the pan's hot, and you would, in Thailand they'd use a wok, which you get super hot. So you want to take just that creamy bit until you hit water, and then you don't want any more. And you leave that in the hot pan to toast. It's the first thing you do. And it doesn't take long. You just want to see it will start sort of browning around the edges, and you'll smell it. You guys might smell it. Oil. I'm an olive oil connoisseur. I love olive oil. I love expensive olive oil. I love trying new olive oils. It always amazes me of how many different types of olive oil there actually is. She's my second auntie. Her name is Ursula Ferrigno, and she's a famous food blogger. She's got so many recipe books out there. And when I met up with her, she had 5 different bottles of olive oil, and how different they were. It blew my mind. But for this, you don't want the olive oil flavour. We just want to go with a fairly neutral oil. So I'm just using some rapeseed oil. So once you start to see the coconut browning, which it is now, I'm just going to add a splosh, technical term, of rapeseed oil. And then I'm going to add the shallots. We're going to start cooking those out. I'm also going to take 2 garlic cloves. Just peel those and then finely chop those. Just going to turn the heat down as well now that the coconut is toasted, and the shallots, we don't want the shallots to burn, which they would instantly on the, so unless you keep it moving. So let's just add some of this. Okay, and then we'll throw that in there. And then we're going to take a green chili. I'm going to keep the seeds in. Can we have a show of hands of who likes spicy? Okay, it's pretty mixed. So I'm going to keep the seeds in. So I like to just cut them at an angle just so that they look nice in the curry. And we'll throw that in too. And just keep that moving as well, so you don't want to burn the shallots. Okay, next we want to add that paste. So this is the best one. Mayploy. They do a red one as well. The red one just uses red chilies. The green one uses green chilies. Yes. There is fish paste in here, yes. I think there's a lot of fish paste in most Thai cooking actually. They're very big on the shrimp. So take 2 tablespoons for this amount. I'm basing this whole recipe around 1 tin of coconut milk. So we don't want to put any leftovers in the fridge. So 2 tablespoons of the green curry paste there. Again, this has got chili in too, so do be aware of that when you're adding chili and spice to the actual curry itself. And then we just want to mix that in. And if you make your own paste, you want to cook it a little bit longer because it's a bit more rustic. It would be a bit more bitty. But the smooth paste that you buy from the store, you only need to cook that for a couple of minutes, just because it's so refined. Okay. And the next point is I would like to add the aubergine because I want that to cook for longer. Sweet potato is really nice as well. If you like sweet potato works so well in a Thai curry. You can put both in, yeah. Load it up, absolutely load it up. Avoid the chicken and just go straight in with the veggies. And then we're going to add the rest of the coconut milk. And we're going to spill it all over the table. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, with the paste, the red paste is just red chilies, the green paste is just green chilies. Otherwise, it's generally exactly the same. And in Thailand, they'll quite often use green and red paste in a curry. Okay, so I'm going to let that do its thing. Just make sure I've got everything. I'm going to have a mouthful of water if you don't mind. Okay, and hands back my hands. So I almost made drunken noodles. I was set on doing a Thai dish, but drunken noodles is, and this is a kind of a theme with me. You'll find this. I like to see what a family in a different country, what exactly it is they eat, and drunken noodles is just it's like their roast dinner. It's they will always just quickly knock up these drunken noodles. I nearly made that, so I do have the ingredients for that. So I'm going to make that later. So at any point, come and see me. I'm going to be making something. I also made my nan's secret recipe ragu sauce yesterday as well, and that's been maturing in the fridge overnight, so that's going to be delicious for later. And I might even make some fresh pasta. If anyone wants to know how to make fresh pasta or anything like that, feel free to come and see me again, and I'll show you how to make fresh pasta. I'm always keen on teaching people how to cook. So these lime leaves, you can buy from Tesco's or Sainsbury's, I think it is, a Thai green curry kit. Now that kit is rubbish. It comes with coriander, it comes with ginger. Forget it, don't ever get that. But if that's the only place that you can get these lime leaves from, then it's worth buying it just for the lime leaves. The curry paste does have lime leaves in it already. However, I really like these, and I find that adding another one to the recipe makes a big difference. And that's a leaf. It comes in two parts. These kits come with them separated. They shouldn't be separated. They should be like this. Okay, that's what they class as one. So don't get a recipe wrong by adding one. That's one. Okay, and the way to deal with these is you just fold them in half along the stem, and then you just pull out the stem, because that's the tough bit. You don't want that. Okay, and then what I like to do is just roll it. I can see the curry bubbling a lot, so I'm just turning that down a little bit. I'm now at power level 4. So we just roll that, and it gives us a way of being able to, firstly, by bruising the leaf to bring out all of the flavour in the leaf, but also it allows us to be able to really finely chop it. I mean, you can use scissors if you want to do it with scissors, but I just like to, I mean, you've got to do this fine, otherwise it'll be, it can be quite bitty. You'll get a bit in your teeth. Okay, so just add that to the curry, and I'm also going to just save a little bit for garnish afterwards to make it look nice for you, so you'll think it looks appetising no matter what it tastes like. Okay, next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the chicken. Okay, chicken breast. Sorry, not chicken breast, chicken thigh. Chicken thigh. I find chicken breast a bit dry. I don't really buy chicken breast that much anymore. Chicken thigh is my favourite cut. Okay, and I've just pre-chopped this as well, so I haven't done it here and made a chickeny mess. So we're just going to add that now into the curry. I put four thighs in there. Okay, and we'll just move that around in there. Okay, and then this is the point that I like to add the salt, so that it gives it time to seep into the skin of the, let's get the flesh of the chicken. Okay, and I'm also going to add sugar snap peas. Just going to throw some of those in. Everything green curry. Okay, and then we're just going to leave that now for, I hope I'm not running over time, but it's just going to take about 10 minutes for the chicken to cook through. I'm also going to add some of the baby corn as well. It's always nice in there. Just cut some chunks. You also want to add a little bit of sugar as well at this point now. Thai cooking there, we use palm sugar. There's a lot of issues that surround palm sugar and how a lot of wildlife is affected by the palm trade, palm oil, palm sugar. So I don't like to use it. I am a bit of an animal person. I love animals. So I wouldn't buy palm sugar personally, but that's each their own. So I use dark brown soft sugar. So we just want to add a good heaped tablespoon of that in there, just to give it a bit of sweetness. Okay, and then finally we're going to add some fish sauce as well. Again, about 2 tablespoons. Just let that mix in. I've gone back up to level 5 now, just because it's got cold ingredients gone in, so it's cooled the whole thing down, so I just need to bring it back up again. Yes, I can answer some questions actually while that's cooking, if anyone's got any questions. Not necessarily this, anything van cooking, camper van cooking. Hello? Instead of coconut, if they're allergic, okay, if you're allergic to coconut, I mean, coconut milk is a very dominant ingredient in this, but really you could use, you could use stock. You could just use a stock. Obviously you are gonna lose that coconut flavour, but yeah, just use a chicken stock. I wonder if it would curdle if you used milk. I'd have to try that for you. Yeah, okay, I'll try that. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. Anyone else? Sorry? Creme fraiche, that's a good shout. Yes, creme fraiche could work really well. And vegetable stock, and yeah, mix. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Shallots are a little bit sweeter than onions. You could use onions. I mean, these are just standard British shallots. In a Thai green curry, you would use Thai shallots, which again are a little bit spicier. They've got a bit of a twang to them. But yeah, the British ones, they're sweeter than a standard onion. I use them a lot, especially like making something that's French as well. Shallots are really popular in something like a beef bourguignon or even a risotto as well. I would use shallots instead of onion. Hello? Okay. Okay, my favourite pan is this one I'm using here. This is the Flavorstone pan. The reason I like it is it comes with a detachable handle. It's deep enough to be able to do a soup or a broth of any kind, yet you could still fry an egg in it. So it's replaced a saucepan and a frying pan. Plus, when you buy this, it also comes with a little steamer mat as well. And the little silicone steamer mat will sit in the bottom. You put the lid on it with a bit of water in it, and you can steam in it, steam your vegetables. So it's almost replaced the steamer type pots that you get where they stack. Also, if you do have an oven as well, it's all oven proof. It comes with a lid, so you can put it in there. So it's replaced an oven dish as well. So all of a sudden, this one pan, for me anyway, has replaced 4 pans. So that is my favourite. However, if I'm cooking meat, I do like to use my cast iron pan. There's something about it just for browning meats off that you can't beat that cast iron pan. So I do carry one of those as well. And also, I do. You do have to have a little pot as well, whether it's just for the pasta or whether it's for the stock or, so you do have to have one of those as well. So two burners really is the minimum for a van. However, you've just seen me do it all on one. So because with the rice, you can just leave the rice with the lid on. Yeah. Yes. With what? Spam? Tin spam, yeah.
Annika Rice is coming again. Did you not hear us?
Spam, yeah.
Spam, of course, you heard us much.
Spam, yeah, you can try that one, I'll give it a miss. See, in Italy, they use spam quite a lot in things in Italy, and so this is pretty much there. How are we doing for time?
10 minutes?
10 minutes, perfect. Okay, great. So I will dish up. You noticed I brought the green onions. Or spring onions, scallions, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use those for garnish, so I'm just going to chop some of those up. I've recently just found myself adding these to everything. They just next level everything. Mac and cheese, put some green onions on top. Amazing. Adds a little bit of crunch. Air fryers. I have. I'm gonna just say that it's just not my style, but they are really convenient. I did get one that did put a lot of drainage on the batteries on the van, but a lot of people do use them. So I think in the summer, yeah, great. But I found it did drain my battery quite a lot. But maybe I brought a too juicy one and I brought it too early on. But I mean, it's great. You can even take a meal deal sandwich and stick it in an air fryer and it's amazing. And for the little pizzas, you see people do little pizzas and things like that. It's just not my style of cooking. I'm very much a pan kind of man, Sophie calls me. But they are very good. They're very convenient, and doing chips and things like that, yeah, easy. Okay, I've got one of the new Ridge Monkey bowls. I'm going to put a lime wedge in it as well. And let's go with. So obviously you don't want to put the star anise in the dish, so you make sure you don't get that. So we add a bit of rice in there.
Just while you're plating up there, Mark, we've got a couple of alarms going off, guys. The pews on tour, your alarm's going off. Are the pews on touring? That's the sticker in the window anyway. And this registration number, M18TPG. Your alarms are currently going off, and next door can't sleep. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, I'm just going to check the chicken because I'm paranoid. There's so many of you. And yeah, just going to leave the chicken a little bit longer. We're nearly there. And of all the sponsorships that anyone could ever want for van life in general, baby wipes, right? That's got to be the best one. That'd be the most savings.
So how do you want to work this, Mark? How are we going to get people to taste it? Is it a free-for-all? Everyone just runs towards you?
I think so, yeah. Those with a spork first, I guess.
Yeah, that's why they're all stood near us. They're not daft. How many portions you got, Mark?
I could probably do. Well, they're not, not necessarily portions, but mouthfuls. There could be 25, 30 mouthfuls.
Should we draw straws?
So when it's all right to mention my event. Is that okay? Yeah. At Vanlife Eats, I don't know if I know there's a lot of you coming, but I'll be doing workshops. So we'll be having workstations where you can just come along, all the ingredients will be there, and I'll be at the front, I'll teach you how to cook something, and then you can all cook along with me. There'll be not just me, I've got a celebrity chef, I've got Gotlin Wan coming to do some cooking demos as well. He'll be doing some workshops, and there's a few chefs I've got lined up to all teach you something, but I'm going to keep this year really interactive so you can all get hands-on and actually learn to cook something. I will be doing my pasta making workshop. That seems to be very popular. A lot of people ask me about that, about making my own pasta. I make my own pasta in the van all the time. It's a bit second nature to me, really. So if you want to learn how to do that, then even if you're not coming, come and see me over there. I'll show you how to make it, because I'll be doing that later. Yeah, you will have to book in. If you've purchased a ticket, you will get an email when I'm waiting for the event's just about to sell out. So once it's sold out, then I will release that information so everyone who has bought a ticket won't miss out. I'm just going to check that chicken again. We are good. Good to go. Okay. You can add prawn in this as well. A lot of Thai cooking is chicken and prawn. They're very big on the seafood. Yeah, chicken and prawn's good.
So if people miss out now on a mouthful, Mark, you're based over there.
I'm based over there. Yeah.
You'll be doing some more bits and bobs.
Yeah, I'm trying to cook, providing it's the wind and the heat. Obviously, it's got a bit hot yesterday, so I did have a break. But generally, I've just been cooking and cooking. So if you walk past, there's going to be a mouthful of something. Let's turn that off so it doesn't boil. And I've got one last fancy bit of garnish in there somewhere. Where is it?
The man just here, Mark, said if you can come to his van about 5 o'clock, that'd be great.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's here. Here we go. Nothing fancy, but just makes it look good. So there we go. That's my Thai green curry, packed full of vegetables, loads of nutrition, nothing manky. There's no unknown ingredients in there. I would call that healthy food, and I've done that in 30 minutes. And yeah, great takeaway alternative.
Fantastic. Give it up for Mark from Vanlife Eats.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Right, how are we going to do this? It looks like people don't want to try it, mate. So there's nobody coming forward to try a bit. So shall we eat it? Obviously, there's only about 25, 30 mouthfuls. So if you're 31 in the queue, probably won't get any. But please feel free to come forward, have a little try this beautiful looking Thai green curry. And like I said, if you don't get a spoonful, then head over to the Vanlife Eats van, over there on the right hand side. He'll be cooking things up all day, okay?
The world of a content creator.